Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee. My name is Dave Berry. I'm the Vice President of Swift Transportation, a truckload carrier headquartered in Phoenix, Arizona. Swift operates more than 18,000 trucks and employs more than 21,500 hardworking, safe individuals. As a trucking company, Swift is dependent on a plentiful supply of diesel fuel. In fact, Swift purchases about 650,000 gallons of diesel fuel daily to ensure that our trucks are able to deliver freight on time to our customers. Last year, during the first quarter, Swift spent about $2.37 per gallon for diesel fuel. And this year, first quarter, we spent about $3.37 per gallon. This dramatic 42% year-over-year increase in the cost of diesel fuel is harmful to Swift and to the U.S. economy. I must add that earlier this week, the national average price for diesel fuel was $4.14. Today, I appear before you representing not just Swift, but the entire U.S. trucking industry. You've heard about ATA. The trucking industry is the backbone of this nation's economy, accounting for more than 80% of the nation's freight bill and employing more than 8.5 million hardworking Americans. The trucking industry delivers virtually all of the consumer goods in the United States. We are an extremely competitive industry comprised largely of small businesses. Roughly 96% of all interstate motor carriers operate 20 or fewer trucks. Diesel fuel is the lifeblood of the trucking industry. Each year, the trucking industry consumes over 39 billion gallons of diesel fuel. This means that a 1-cent increase in the average price of diesel costs the trucking industry an estimated $391 million in fuel expenses annually. And every penny increase in both gasoline and diesel costs all U.S. consumers nearly $2 billion. The average national price of diesel fuel is now $4.14 per gallon, nearly double what it cost in 2004. Based on current Department of Energy forecasts, the trucking industry will be forced to spend an incredible $141 billion on fuel this year. This is $29 billion more than in 2007 and more than double the amount we spent 4 years ago. Today it costs approximately $1,200 just to fill up a truck. As a result of this dramatic increase in the price of diesel, which has coincided with a downturn in the economy and a softening of demand for freight transportation services, many trucking companies are struggling to survive. Against this backdrop, we greatly appreciate the opportunity to discuss the Strategic Petroleum Reserve and other initiatives that could help address the speculative bubble that has materialized in petroleum markets. The remainder of my statement highlights actions we believe Congress can take to help restore balance to the petroleum markets, increase supplies of petroleum, and lower the demand for petroleum. We are confident that these initiatives will help reduce the price of diesel fuel, which has been damaging the trucking industry and the economy. ATA has previously asked the federal government to temporarily stop filling the Strategic Petroleum Reserve and consider releasing oil from the SPRO to address this crisis. The SPRO currently stores just over 700 million barrels of crude oil, which is equivalent of a 58-day supply of imported oil for our nation or a 9-day supply of the oil consumed globally. The U.S. currently deposits 70,000 barrels of crude oil into the SPRO each day. To suspend filling of the SPRO will reduce the global demand for oil and could help lower its price. There are undoubtedly many factors contributing to the run-up in fuel prices, but in a recent article in Investors Business Daily, an economist with the Institute of International Economics suggested that one of those factors was the SPR's renewed purchases of oil on the open market. ATA has also asked the administration to release oil from the SPR. While we know the SPR does not contain enough oil to permanently alter the supply of crude oil in the marketplace, we believe that strategic releases from the SPR could temporarily increase the supply of crude oil and hopefully help restore rational behavior to the petroleum markets. This type of government intervention could drive speculators out of the market and help ensure that petroleum prices are once again driven by supply and demand. We acknowledge that the rules governing the management of the SPR are the subject of an international agreement with other developed nations. This agreement limits our ability to use SPRO to address market irregularities and may be an issue that Congress should further investigate. We believe that temporarily halting the filling of the SPR and releasing oil from the SPR could have a positive impact on the speculative nature of today's petroleum prices. We recognize, however, that this step in and of itself will not address the long-term petroleum pricing issues. I have put additional comments on the records. I just summarized by saying that other things to consider would be increasing domestic oil exploration, increasing domestic petroleum refining capacity, eliminating the tax subsidies for exported biodiesel, and enacting the national fuel standard for diesel. Thank you.